Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Anyway So with your host, Dylan Palladino. Yay, claps, stick claps. How you guys doing, man? How was your week? How are you feeling? I'm good. I turned 33. Very excited about that. I just opened one of my 2 drinks. Actually, I got 3 here. We got water, we got Loom, and we got Focus Aid, which is something I bought at Whole Foods and then didn't drink the entire time I was away. Pretty good. Let's see. GABA, alpha GP, just a bunch of buzzwords that I don't know what they mean. I turned 33, guys. I turned 33 and I drove up to Maine in an RV. And I'm not gonna lie, dude, it was sick. I had such a good time. I rented this RV from Indie Campers. That reminds me, I do have to contact them because there was some shit not working in the RV, and guess what? I'm a Karen now, dude. I'm gonna complain, and if they don't do anything, I'm gonna do the thing where you call your credit card company and you just see if they'll give you money, because apparently that's the thing. My dad's like, he's like, just tell the credit card company, they'll give you a partial refund, and I'm like, really? Is that a thing people do? Do people just ask credit card companies to give them money back if they're upset about something? That's crazy. If so. I didn't know credit card companies could just be like, because I guess they just take the money back from the other person. It's kind of baller, honest. They're kind of like mobsters. It's like, hey, I heard one of my clients didn't have a good time with you, so I'm going to take back some of his money, and if you complain, I'm going to break your kneecaps. So that's just where we're at right now. Okay. I see. Okay, your little camper van had a broken mirror, and one of the drawers cut his bag of coffee that he just bought, and just generally he felt a little uncomfortable in it. So we're gonna take back about 1/3 of what he paid, and you're not gonna say anything. All right? Yeah. And that accent was good until just at the end. But I went up to Acadia, Maine, Acadia National Park. It was fantastic, and I was alone, and people do not know how to understand that you just want to be alone on vacation. They don't get it. They think you're gonna jump. I can't tell you how many people were like, bro, are you good? Are you okay? One of my friends called me on my birthday. I know he was kind of joking, but he was like, hey man, I just want you to know, I love you. Please don't do anything up in Maine to hurt yourself. And I'm like, yo, I'm good. I'm actually better. I felt better after that trip than I have in a long time. And I think just most people are not okay with being alone, which I guess I get, but it's like, dude, you ever taken yourself on a date, man? You ever taken yourself to the movies alone? Bought yourself, treated yourself right? You go up to the cash register, you're like, yeah, I'll get one Coke Zero and an extra big popcorn for myself. Like, I'm on a date. She's like, excuse me, where did you go? I'm with myself. And maybe if I play my cards right, I'm going to get lucky with myself later. Use some of the butter here. And then she's like, okay, I'm going to use some of the butter to jack off later. Do you get it? You get what I was trying to say? You got to take yourself out, man. I think that's the key to being an adult is learning how to just take care of yourself, dude. Have some moments where you don't have to be around people, because sometimes being around people is great, and other times you're like, man, I would like to not be talking to any of these people. But we have this thing. Maybe it's just I know America is like, we're hyper individual. But we also have this thing where it's like, if you do things alone, it's thought of as weird. Like most people, everyone says they want to go solo on a solo trip, and then they do it and they're like, oh, so weird. I couldn't do it, man. Just can't imagine being alone. Yo, buck up, dude. What are you, 5? You need your mommy with you the entire time? Go to Maine, dude. Rent a cabin. Rent a RV. Be in it alone, second guessing your thoughts every single night. Does something sound wrong with this mic? Is it just me, or does it sound really like I don't know. Yeah, anyway, so I went to Maine. Nothing really funny about Maine, I'm not gonna lie. I went up and I'm just trying to, I just want to encourage you guys to go take that trip, or go by yourself. It's worth it. I went on a bunch of hikes, dude, because I've been depressed recently. I've been depressed as shit. And hey, it turns out it's just living in New York City and being on my phone 24/7. Hey, hey, I figured it out. Hey, it's just being on my phone 24/7 and just constantly overthinking everything and then feeding myself with news about stuff that I can't control at all. Hey, oh my God, he figured that out. Keep it going for him. Keep it going for him. He figured that out. Yeah, no shit. I went for hikes. I looked at leaves. I kept having the thought in my head, like, this is magnificent. I literally had the thought, this is magnificent, which 16-year-old me was like, that's gay. And I'm being honest, but it wasn't. It was magnificent. I just looked around. I was like, this is looking at a tree. I touched trees, just stood there. Because you touch a tree, just after a minute, you start to be like, okay, I feel something. It's not sexual, but you're just like, okay, I feel this. There's a connection here. I feel there's this. You're alive, dude. I'm gonna start. I'm gonna give you a name. I'm gonna come back to you. I'm gonna, you're getting down with the tree. You feel some kind of charge in you. Again, not sexual. It's a tree. Don't even. There's got to be some people that have tried to fuck trees, obviously, but that's not a thing that I think is how would you do that? How would you act? You'd have to. The amount of stuff that would go into you doing that, it would no longer be a tree. It would be a tree surrounding a fleshlight, which is disgusting. Did you imagine if you found oh my God, glory hole in a tree? Some guys in there like, hey, someone finally did it. Oh, I'm gonna suck your cock now. And I'm up in Maine, and everyone's like, you gotta get the lobster. You gotta get the lobster. Get the lobster. Hey, guess what? I don't think lobster's that good. Yeah, I said it. I don't really like it that much. It's not good. It's extremely overpriced. Yep. And so I'm up there and I look at the lobster and it's like $58. And I go, and all my family say, you got to get it. You're up there. You got to get the lobster. And I go, I actually don't want, I'm going to order it and it's not going to be that good. And then guess what? Everyone pressured me into ordering it. And then I ordered it and it wasn't that good. Instead, well, actually, that was a different time. This time I actually ordered, I ordered the mini one. Because I just want clam chowder, dude. That's what clam chowder feels New Englandy enough. It's called New England clam chowder. That's what I want. I don't want lobster. But I went to the famous place and they're like, you gotta get the lobster roll. And that's what it is. I've gotten lobster rolls before. I got one this summer in Montauk, and I got it and I took a bite and was just like, this is fine. And I didn't say anything to the guy that got it for me because it was very nice of him to get me the lobster roll, but I was just like, this isn't doing nothing for me. But then I'm there and everyone's like, you got to get it. You're in Maine. This is where all the lobsters are. And I'm like, fuck, okay, fine. I go to this place, Jetties. I walk in. They have all those corny ass signs on the wall that are like, what did it say? Something about, if you're looking for me, I'm going to be in the Porta Backyarda because I'm getting tired of, God, what was it? I'm in the Porta Backyarda because I'm getting tired of El Caucho. Or it was some horror. I can't even think about it. That's how bad it was. But I saw that on the wall, like one of those very corny white people signs that they put on the wall that are funny. And I almost turned around and walked out of the restaurant. Even though it had amazing reviews, I saw that and I went, I don't like who they're catering to in this restaurant. And and just based on this one sign, I think the food's going to taste like shit. That's legitimately what I thought. And I was ready for it to not be good. But because I've been walking around nature, dude, because I've been going on hikes and not going online and just kind of, I didn't have any service, so I just been chilling. And it was my birthday, obviously. So, but honestly, birthdays usually make me depressed as shit. Which I think a lot of people, they also experience that. But because I wasn't going online doing any of that, I went, you know what? I'm gonna be positive. Let's try this out. I get the mini one. I'm not paying $60. $26. It's fine. That's all I need. And I look over to my left and I see the guy that's eating it, and I go, that looks like more than enough. I got food in the RV. I'll cook that later. So I order it. The woman brings it. Nice lesbian bartender with a bunch of tattoos, short hair. Looks cool. Could talk to her about other chicks. Felt that. She seemed very cool. She was down with it. She brings it over. Lobster roll. Just the right amount of clam chowder and a tiny little blueberry tart. Just this big around. If you're just listening, my finger touching my thumb, like, when you make the okay sign, just that. And dude, it was perfect. The lobster, I was ready for it not to be good. And then I took a bite of the lobster roll and went, I was almost mad it was good. Because sometimes you want to be righteous. You want to be right. You want to be right more than you want something to be good. So I'm like about to eat it, and I'm like, everyone says I'm a lobster, and I'm gonna eat this, and just like before, it's gonna taste like shit, and I'm going to be confirmed in my judgment and my prejudice towards lobster. Because lobster used to be like for poor people, dude. Poor people used to be eating lobster. And all the rich people were like, look at these disgusting poor people eating sea cockroaches, which I still actually kind of agree with. I still agree with that. And I don't know why in my head when I think of that, I think of some like posh British person talking about like some Cockney person be like, oh, let me get some lobster then. And then someone walking by with like one of those small little umbrellas and like a corset, being like, "Oh, look at this street urchin eating lobster! Oh my god, disgusting! A bottom feeder! How could you? They eat shit all day. It just all it does is eat shit. Oh, poor people really are such a lower form of human. Like that's how rich people used to talk out loud, and now they just have those thoughts inside, but they still do think them. Poor people are disgusting. They're a much lower life form than I am. Posh. I'm a rich fat person with porcelain white skin. I don't know why when I think of an extremely British rich person in a corset, she is fat and she has a very small umbrella and one of those big hats. And she talks high like that. And then her husband is like, "Oh, love." Oh, and her husband is like, if the Cockney guy tried to talk to her, like, they wouldn't call her geezer. "Oh, love, could you spare a few quid now, would you?" And he'd be like, "How dare you talk to my woman, you slime!" And then he'd rap him with his cane. Anyway, I took the bite of the lobster and it was good, man. And I was pissed it was good, I'm not going to lie. And then I gave into it. I went, all right, this is going to be good and I'm going to enjoy this. And I enjoyed the shit out of the lobster roll and I enjoyed the clam chowder as well. The clam chowder actually wasn't as good as the lobster roll, which I thought would be the other way around. And then I looked at the blueberry tart and I went, I don't need that. I've been eating sweets the entire time because I had my fall. That's what I did. I had my fall. I saw the leaves. I said autumn out loud once. It was a little chilly one day and I thought it's chilly. I didn't say it out loud, but I thought it's chilly. I breathed in the brisk air, and I did my entire fall in 1 week, and I saw all of the leaves. I got a pumpkin spice latte, and I didn't give a shit, and I drank it, and I was a sweet little tartan sweet boy. I was puckering my lips and was like, this is so sweet. Oh, I love fall. Like and the wind was blowing through my non-existent hair, and man, it was great. And I sipped it, and it was way too much sugar, and I didn't care. And then I got one the next day too, because it was called an equinox latte because of the fall equinox. So it was different, and it did taste a little bit different. It was actually better than the one from the day before. And I was sipping on that, and it was great. And then I had that blueberry tart, and I was absolutely pigged out. I was oinking, man. And it was fantastic. And then I went outside and I looked around, and then at first I paid the bill, and I was feeling good, and I went, I'm not going to tip her that much. I'll give her 18. She's at the bar. No, but that because it was still expensive. I'm not made of money until you guys start telling more people about this podcast, so I can really start. And then because I always tell my, everyone has that fantasy where you're like, yeah, when I have a lot of money, I'm going to be tipping 30% everywhere. And then probably you won't, because you're still just in your head. You have a famine mindset, and you're still a cheap motherfucker. Something's up with this mic, dude. It's only working if I am directly in front. But what? It's fine. It's fine. Or maybe it's just, I turned my headphones up. I turned them up a little bit, so maybe that's it. I had my fall, and then I went outside, and I saw 4 guys just in a circle, just taking photos. It's just a bunch of Brooklyn alt guys taking photos, and I judged them immediately. I'm not gonna lie. I go, look at these fucking guys. I couldn't relate to them at all. But then I stopped that, and I also had a film camera, and I walked up and I asked the guy, what kind of camera are you using? Turns out they're all from New York. We nerded out a little bit. I made some jokes. They laughed. I was like, hell yeah, dude, I know how to talk to people. He gave me some advice. He told me with his new camera, I forgot it immediately, and then I went on my way. And one of the guys he wasn't really talking a lot, and he just kept looking at me, and so I immediately focused in on that, and then the entire time, all I cared about was making him laugh, because I have to get people's validation. And I'm learning that, and I'm working on it, but I'm just saying, I noticed. I go, why this guy seems like he doesn't like me? Well, got to make him like me now. Got to figure it out. And did I crack the code? I didn't. I didn't with him. I walked away and I go, I still think Tim doesn't like me. What was it, Tim? It was Don, Tim, Matt. I think it was Tim. It was maybe Don. Whatever. He had a bunch of tattoos. But like hipster Brooklyn tattoos. Like not cool tattoos where you're like, sometimes you like, it's crazy how tattoos used to make someone look tough, and now a lot of times when you see a guy with tattoos, it actually makes them look more like a bitch. Like I'll see a certain kind of white guy with tattoos, and I'll go, oh, this guy's a softie. I'll see a guy I'll see a certain type of white guy with tattoos, and I'll go, this guy's an absolute bitch. I could blow, and he would just fall over. This dude cries in the shower at least once a week. No, not that. I go, oh yeah, this guy. It's performative male shit, kind of. The certain tattoos that they get, where you just look at the guy and you go, you're soft, dude. It used to be you saw tattoos, you would get scared and you'd feel uncomfortable. Now I see a guy with tattoos and I feel more comfortable, because I go, this guy isn't gonna do anything to me. He might be a predator to women, but like to me, I'm good. I'm chilling. He's not gonna try and stab me. He didn't go to jail. He studied poetry in college and got a bunch of tattoos and went to Japan once and has some kind of weird Asian tattoo on him. Like it's not even about Japan. But he doesn't know. Like get something like just very general. Or he gets like lyrics written on him. He gets some obscure character from a book of poetry or some fiction book that like only women read, but it's him showing that he also read that and has a soft side. Do you know what I'm saying? I got to work on that bit. That's actually maybe a good bit. Let's see. Let's write that down. Tattoos not scary. You know, that might be clippable and that might not be, but who cares, dude? I'm not doing this show for clips. So talked to them. It was great. Walked away. I was like, man, I was just living life. I was in the moment. It was great. And that was my weekend. Some other stuff happened, but nothing real. You know, I got dinner the night before on my birthday and I tried to order something, but it was out. It was out. I the night before I tried to get lobster. It was out. So I got chowder fries. Fine. And then I asked the waitress, what's your favorite thing here? And then her and one other waitress both said, the mussels, they're so good. I got them. Just so mid. I mean, so not great that it really, but I couldn't say anything. So, because she came up and was really excited, she's like, "Oh, how do you like that?" And I just go, "They're good, they're good." Like I did that, you know, when your voice goes up and the person knows you're lying. She goes, "Oh, you don't like them." I go, "No, they're good, they're good." And then I tried to make a joke I go, you know, Anthony Bourdain says you should never get mussels in a restaurant because you don't know how. There's no right way to cook them. And she goes, "Who's that? Who's this Anthony Bourdain guy?" And I said, "Are you serious?" She's like, "Yeah." "Who is he?" And I go, how? And immediately I go, oh, this person is, I go, how young? I go, how old is she? She's like 22. I go, oh, okay. Wow, that was the first time I felt old to where I mentioned someone that to me is so famous. She goes, I have no idea who that is. And then she asked what I did, and I said I did comedy, and then she's like, have you been on Kill Tony? And I wanted to shoot myself in the head right there. I was like, no. And I never will go on that corny ass show. Anyway, back to positivity. So it was a good weekend, dude. Dude, this is your sign. Do the trip. Do whatever. It'll be great. I promise. It was weird. The only bad thing about turning about your birthday, just in general, is the birthday texts. Like I honestly miss Facebook because you would just get a bunch of. Like it was actually easier to get a bunch of Facebook like, what was it? Posts on your wall. Oh man, that was the best. When everyone would just post on your wall for your birthday, that was so much better than now on your birthday. I'm stressed out because I have 30 texts on my phone. I have to respond to all of them and thank all of them. And then you don't want to do the thing where you just say thank you because then it feels like you didn't really appreciate the text. So then I end up writing a paragraph about how much they mean to me and how appreciative I am. Because you don't want to thumbs up it like you're a dad or just heart it because you've been on the other side when you say happy birthday to someone and then they don't respond or they just give you a heart or a thumbs up. And even though you know you should feel okay, you're kind of just like, just a heart. Okay, fuck you, dude. I thought you cared more. Like, you know? And maybe that's me overthinking it, but I legitimately was like, oh, I gotta respond to all these people, and I look at all these texts, and I gotta, and it's my aunt and people I know, so I don't want them to think I've left them on red. My real friends, I left them on red for days, and I go, I'll respond to them. I have enough. I've built up rapport with them that it'll be fine. I've built up enough that they will deal with that level of disrespect, even though I don't think it's disrespect to not. If you're really close friends with someone, to not text them back, because you know you're going to. If you're texting on the daily and you don't respond to one thing, you know one of you is going to send a video within the next 6 to 18 hours, and then you just keep going. There's no, but it's a tough line to hit. Anyway, all those birthday texts. I miss having Facebook. Everyone would just write on your Facebook wall and you'd look at it and be like, people care about me. Even though I know that the website told them it was my birthday, I still feel like they cared about me because even just typing something is too much for most people. And then maybe you go through and you give it a like. Scrolling through and giving likes is easier than text, but still. No one cares if they don't get a response to your... Actually, that was crazy when people would go and you would post on their wall And this makes me feel so old, by the way, talking about Facebook. But I'm also weirdly nostalgic for that, which is crazy. Do you know what I mean? Because it just was, I don't want to sound old and be like, it was just a simpler time, but it was. Just posting on the wall. And he was just, remember when people would respond, thank you, on your wall? And you'd go, dude, it's a fucking Facebook wall post. Like, chill out, okay? I only wrote it because Facebook told me to. Now you're seeing why I'm having these thoughts, because I have the opposite thoughts when I'm on the other side. Anyway, let's look at some 347, or call the hotline, guys. 347-566-9741. Tell us something cringe you did. Ask for some advice. Just say hello. Tell us your thoughts on birthdays and how you feel about things you talk about in the show, birthday text, stuff like that. I got to put up more posters in the city because I'm getting random messages from people. Let's see. I'd like to celebrate. Here we go from someone. I like to say where they're from. So let's see, 203 area code. Where's that from? 203 area code is Connecticut. Okay, Bridgeport. All right, that's close enough. I don't want to really out them, even though there's so many numbers. Okay, Bridgeport. I'd like to celebrate someone else's cringe. A guy told me he bought Jeopardy on Steam, and the answer was... A guy told me he bought Jeopardy on Steam, and the answer was the prettiest girl born in the 2000s. The question was, who is my name? This felt very cringe. Okay, what the fuck are you talking about? Someone bought Jeopardy on Steam. I think oh no, it is the how they start with the answer. They go, this girl, this was the prettiest girl born in the 2000s. And then someone goes, who is Janet? And so is this for Hinge? You need to give more context. Someone else just told me that was this an opener? Was this a guy being like, hey, by the way, I bought Jeopardy and I was playing it. And was this, because if this is him spitting game at you, like, what was it a paragraph? Did he tell you an entire story? He's like, I bought Jeopardy, and one of the, it's crazy. One of the questions was the prettiest girl born in the 2000s, and so I said, who is you, Jessica? Who is Jessica? Jessica H, because it's Hinge and it only shows. Well, actually, it only shows. Excuse me, it only shows the first name. So, who is Jessica? It is kind of, yeah. I mean, that's pretty. But you know what? He's trying, dude. He's trying to be creative on these apps. He's trying to be creative because a lot of times someone will just. Would you rather that, or would you rather someone be like, just comment on the one bikini photo you put and be like, I'm down. You DTF? Would love to put my face in that. Like, what would you rather? I'm actually going to ask them. I'm going to be like, you got to listen to this episode, and I need follow up because I don't know what. I need more context on what happened. Because yeah, it is cringe pickup line. It actually is pretty bad game. It's not good, but at the same time, he's trying to be creative, I guess. It's hard. I'm playing Jeopardy. I always think I would do well on Jeopardy. Actually, no, I don't. Every time I watch Jeopardy, I go, I would have -5. I would owe money somehow. I truly feel like at the end of the Jeopardy, I would owe money. And I know that's impossible, but I think I would answer so many questions. I would answer so many questions wrong and like stupidly wrong that the guy would go, I mean, you have to give us $1,000. Like, this is embarrassing. We have to air this. You're like losing us money. Advertisers are going to pull out based on how stupid your answers were. Or you lied and you should be on Kids Jeopardy based on your IQ. This is crazy. He's like, this, like what are sample Jeopardy questions? Let's see, sample Jeopardy questions. See, this is why it's nice to have my computer. Practice test. Oh, you can take a practice test? Okay, let's take a practice test right now. Need audio. If you would like to have your browser read the category includes out loud during the test, you can enable and configure speech synthesis. Whoa, here before launching the test. Jesus Christ. During the test, you may press this or B to repeat the okay. I mean, let's see. All right, let's turn it on. Let's see. We'll only do a couple because this is
category Disney films. In 1998, again.
Horror. I mean, so category Disney films. Why is it so bad? Alice, Italian?
Category Disney films. In 1998 a Guinness
Oh yeah, nope,
Record
not doing that.
605
Whoa. Scotland? Oh wait, hold on. Come on.
Category Disney films. In 1998, a Guinness record 605 pound bowl of spaghetti was cooked to celebrate the release of this
Fiona. Okay, that's good. You have 15 seconds to respond. Don't answer in the form of a question. What? Wait, why? I thought you were supposed to answer in the form of. Okay, let's take the adult practice test, the college practice, the teen practice test. Okay, we're gonna take the adult one. If we fail, we're gonna do the teen one. Let's see. Your test will begin in 30 seconds. Okay. This is gonna be fun. I mean, this is gonna take over probably the entire episode, but it's my show, and this is fun for you guys. There's nothing better than listening to Jeopardy and then trying to answer the questions because then there's no stakes. That's what we all do. You know, that's why you think you would do well because there's no stakes. You're watching at home, and then you get some of them right, and you're like, I would crush it. But then you see, but I know the truth is that I would get there, and I would absolutely get rocked. Okay, here we go. He succeeded James Madison. Okay. I mean, responses do not need to be in the form of a question. I have no idea. Literally.
Category the Bible. In Genesis chapter 4, the Lord set a mark upon this brother, lest any finding him should kill him.
The Bible. The Lord set a mark upon this brother.
5 seconds left.
I mean, this is 2 questions. No, who?
Category potent potables.
Okay.
Traditionally, a black Russian pairs Kahlua with this liquor.
A black Russian. Fuck. Kahlua with this liquor. Vodka. It's vodka. Okay.
Category 5-syllable words. It's the fear of foreigners.
Fear of 5-syllable words. Xenophobia, right? Okay. Yeah, we all know that living in America.
Category
art.
This armless statue was discovered in pieces on Melis in 1820.
Yeah. See, no idea. Yeah. I would just be like,
5 seconds
Mickey
left.
Mouse, like, because that's also what I would do. I would answer something. 4 pounds equals this many ounces. Oh my God. 64. Okay, I'm not doing 60 of these. This is the problem. I'm not doing 60. How do I get to the end? Okay. Well, so okay, but Edward Rochester catches the eye of this title heroine. I had no idea. Novels of the 1800s. See, this is me showing like I would do so bad, and I would just be saying that, and then this would be happening. The live audience would be just be like, I would just be getting laughed at, or I would answer something so bad, and then the guy, what's the guy's name? Ken Jennings. He would just be like, seriously? And he would say, we've never had to use that on the show, but that was the dumbest answer we've ever had. The color blue. There was a math question and you answered the color blue. I thought maybe it was like a logic question. Logic. Hey, you're the dumbest person we've ever had on the show. And I go, thanks. All right, let's go. Let's do the teen one. Why is it 30 seconds? Can we just... Let's speed it up. Anyway, well, we already know I would fail that one. Let's see what the teen one is. I probably would fail the teen one too. Right? Jeopardy's for fucking nerds anyway. I mean, I like it. You like watching it. But when you see people get stuff, you're like, what? How? Shakespeare. Okay.
Lovers.
Shakespeare called this couple a pair of star-crossed lovers. Okay, I know this one because I paid $200,000 to go to fucking theater school. Romeo and Juliet. Okay, that's one. Disney movies. Thumper is this title Disney character's best friend. Dumbo? Right? Anatomy. The olfactory nerves affect this sense in the brain. Okay, see, this is much more my speed. Smell. Bodies of water. This colorful body of water separates Saudi Arabia from Africa. Colorful. Oh, the Red Sea, right? Okay, yeah. So I'm at the level of a teenager. That's what Jeopardy is showing me. I could do well at Teenage Jeopardy. The bowler and the fez are both the types of these hats. Great Brits. King Henry III married this many Catherines. I don't know that. Fucking 6? I don't know. Harry Potter is one of them. It's the only mythological animal mentioned in a Harry Potter book title. Phoenix. Yeah. So I'm not a teenager. Just so we're all. I mean, we all kind of already knew that, but just so we're all aware. In the South, hominy when ground is more popular known. Hominy when ground is more popular known as this. Polenta? Whatever. We're done. Yeah, we're done. Dude, you should see if this guy is good at Jeopardy, because if it is, it's going to show you. I mean, girls should start asking guys Jeopardy questions on dates, and then they'll be able to see where they are at mentally. Like, if a girl would ask me Jeopardy questions, she'd go, "Oh, okay, he's still 16 years old. That's where he's at mentally. He's got the IQ of a 16-year-old." And I mean, you guys listen to this podcast, would they be wrong? I don't think so. Let's see. Let me text. I'll text her later. Okay, here we go. Another person. Okay, this happened around last week, but I went to my local mall to get my mom a birthday present. I ended up getting my period out of nowhere. Wow, bled through my light-colored jeans, hobbling around the mall like an idiot in pain. And to top it all off, I got my mom the present finally, and the cashier told me to zip it up, and my fly was open. Whoa, I left embarrassed, red-faced, and suicidal. Wow, that sucks, dude. That sucks. That's so embarrassing. Yeah, I've always wondered. I always thought, like, because I've never had my period. I'm a guy. I always thought like you would know, like when it's like you would get a feeling, like maybe you'd get like a little mole would appear somewhere on your body, or you'd start to like drooling more, or just like have something like right before you throw up, there are signs a little bit. You start drooling, you start to feel a little. I thought you would feel that way with your period, but it's not the case, because no woman I've ever talked to ever knows. And they're like, "Oh shit, I just started my period." It's like, damn, dude. It doesn't even give it's crazy that a woman's body doesn't even give her a heads up that she's about to go through a shitty week of her life. There's no heads up. The only heads up is her feeling insane and either sad or mad or all of them. That's the only heads up. But then she doesn't realize it. She just thinks she's having a really bad week. God damn, dude. There should just be like a little rash should just appear on your like ring finger, just on the tip of your ring finger. You're like, "Oh shit, I'll get my period in a couple of days," or your pee like changes color or something. I don't know, something's got to happen. I mean, I know that their boobs sometimes get big. If there's got to be something that goes on, you start having dreams, or you can like speak a different language for like just something that can give you a heads up besides you tracking it. And because wow, it's horrific. It really is. And you just have to deal, and then you also have to deal with the guys being like, "I'm such a bitch on your period, by the way." And it's like, I don't know, because I feel crazy and I'm bleeding all day. And also no one gave me any warning. And it happens to me once a month, and I'm blindsided by it every single time. And you don't think I'm upset about that also? Like, you guys are probably also are pissed off where you're like, why can't I just like know? Sucks. I sound like a performative male trying to get pussy, but that's not the case. Let's see. Someone else called and left this again. You guys, you need to stop. There we go. What is it? I don't know who's is leaving these, but it's not even that's not funny. It's just weird. Okay, here we go. We got from what's 80? Let's see, 805 area code. Let's see where you're from. Okay, San Luis Obispo, Santa Barbara. Shout out to you, dude. Let's hear what this is. I haven't listened to it.
Yo, baller shit only.
What advice?
That was all the guess.
What advice do you need?
I was wondering,
What the fuck? This dude sounds. It says this is at 7:44 p.m. This was on my birthday, actually. He sounds drunk, but he's not.
potentially, if there's a 44-year-old teacher person who comes into a class, and then, you're like, what? So then, what would you do in that scenario? If she calls you a sweetheart in the Instagram DM?
What?
Okay, great question.
Okay, these people are day drinking, even though it's a Thursday. I love that he's doing it with like 4 other people. Eventually this will get taken seriously, but it's okay right now that it's that half of the questions are just legit nonsense. I want to.
Yo, baller shit only.
Okay.
What advice?
That was all the guess.
What advice do you need?
There's like 5 people there, dude. What?
I was wondering, potentially, if there's a 44-year-old teacher person who comes into a class,
Okay.
and then, you're like, what? So then,
What does that mean?
what would you do in that scenario? If she calls you a sweetheart in the Instagram DM?
Oh.
Okay.
And then I think that means you want to fuck her, right? He comes into a class. Is he your class? See, again, this is the problem. You guys are leaving voicemails, but you're not giving enough context. And then, I need to know what's a 44-year-old teacher comes into a class, and then, what do you? And then she calls you a sweetheart in the Instagram DMs. Why are you texting the teacher? Are you also a teacher? If you're a teacher and then okay, first of all, if someone is DMing you, already sexual. Even if it's not, if you don't know them, it doesn't have to be, but it starts off like that. I don't know why, something about it just feels secretive, and it is. So she's texting you. She's calling you sweetheart. I mean, if she's 44, is on the cusp of her. Is she black? Because if she's a 44-year-old black lady, she might just be being kind. She might just be doing the thing where black ladies are just kind and they call you sweetheart or like honey or sugar, and you just feel so warm and whole inside, and you go, I feel validated. I get one black lady says one nice thing to me. One black lady says one sugar or handsome to me, and I am validated for a month. I'm good. I don't need anyone else. I don't care. I feel great. But someone's FaceTiming right now, but I can't. Oh wait, let me see if it messed with the camera. Hold on one second. Let me see. This will be cut out. No, it didn't. Okay, it won't be cut out. You guys will just have to hear that for a second. Yeah, so both of the submissions, you guys, I need more info about what's going on. But if you guys are both, you guys are both teachers and she's calling you sweetheart on the DMs, go for it, bro. Hit her up. Hey, I'm a sweetheart. You think I'm a sweetheart? I think you got a sweet ass. That's what I think. I don't know, I mean, don't say that. That's you're not gonna get anything with that. Okay, that's enough of that. 805. Guys, remember 347-566-9741. That's the hotline. Call it. We will help, give a little bit more info on what's going on. Let's watch this. No, we can do this next week actually, because we're getting close to being done. Oh, dude, so Charlie. Okay, so I watched that Charlie Sheen documentary, and you should watch it. It's really good. I forgot how cool Charlie Sheen was. I really did. And you're watching it, especially first of all, I watched the documentary, and I was like, the second half of Charlie Sheen's life when he starts to like spiral and go down, it really just feels like what America is going through right now. Like, I go, we're Charlie Sheen. America is Charlie Sheen when he gets into Tiger Blood territory and when he's banging 7-gram rocks. That's what this entire country feels like right now. Like Charlie Sheen, if there was a president of Charlie Sheen, it would, while he was on that coke crack binge, it would be Trump. It would be Trump, and what would be happening right now would be happening. It seems like some people in the government were watching the Charlie Sheen doc and were like, yeah, I want to emulate that in the vibe of the country. I also didn't know he was friends with Nicolas Cage. Like, dude, Nicolas Cage and Charlie Sheen were just getting drunk as shit and doing blow for like the 90s. I had no idea that they were friends like that. They judged a bikini concert, or a bikini contest. Charlie Sheen went to rehab and then left to go and judge this bikini contest. And the only way to get out was he went to the main person at the front desk and wrote on a piece of paper and signed it. If I don't return in 24 hours, I will give you $1 million. Which, number one, I don't think that's legally binding. He could have gotten out of that very easily. But, I mean, yeah, I would have taken it too, because he voluntarily checked in, so he could have left if he wanted to. So then he is in rehab for like probably the second time, goes to judge this bikini contest with Nicolas Cage, by the way, and some other friends in Palm Springs. So leaves, which is like a 3-hour drive, leaves LA, goes, judges this bikini contest, is out all night, and comes back at 8 a.m. the next day on the dot when he was supposed to come back, and checks himself back into rehab. And the woman is actually kind of upset because she wanted $1 million, but is also impressed at how much of, like, honestly, a legend Charlie Sheen is. And that's in the first episode of this documentary. It's so worth it. The dude was getting paid more than anyone ever was per episode. And this is while he is like off his rocker on drugs, not showing up sometimes. He literally got away with everything. He's kind of the man. I mean, obviously, I don't want to celebrate, doing drugs and all that. It's not good. You shouldn't do it. You shouldn't do it. That's a really good PSA for addiction and not doing drugs. But you know what? I watched it and it actually made me go, oh, he is built different. Like he is different genes. He's built different. I could never. It made me actually happy that it made me want to do drugs less, because I go, if you're going to do them, you got to do them like that. And I can't, and I don't want to. And he's also sober. He's clean now. So good for him. But Nicolas Cage, dude, he is my favorite actor, I think. I mean, there are other actors that are better than him, but I think Nicolas Cage as just a person is the most interesting actor there is out there. Without a doubt. He does amazing roles and he also does the worst roles possible, but he simultaneously is like amazing in them and bad, and you can't tell if he's acting or if he's just being himself. It's so bizarre. Nicolas Cage actually makes me think we're not in a simulation because I go, a computer couldn't come up with that. That's real. That's humanity. That's just some weird freak of nature. You cannot come up with that via some algorithm. Nicolas Cage is reality testing for me. I watch a movie with Nicolas Cage and I go, you know what? We're actually not in a simulation, because who else would do this movie and act like that? I'll just watch clips of him doing whatever the weird compilations of all the movies he's been in. He's phenomenal. He's phenomenal. I would love to meet him one day. There's not a lot of people, like, not actors that I care about meeting, but I would love to meet Nicolas Cage. And I don't even know if I want to meet him. I just kind of want to just. No, I do. I want to be at a party with him. I want to meet him and do the thing that I told you that I love doing at the party, which is like you go off and you kind of just talk to a few people. And I want to just like kind of get real with him and be like, this party is sick. I want to be with. I mean, Charlie Sheen can be there too, but he's sober. I don't want to fuck his life up. But I do want to be there with Nicolas Cage, and then maybe like, should we fucking turn this party up? Should we get fucked up? And he's like, hell yeah. I don't do crazy drugs like that. I would with Nicolas Cage. Blow, whatever. I'd just be like, this is going to be one of the most insane nights of my life. I have to do it with Nick Cage. And then at some point I'd be like, why'd you change your name from Coppola? And then maybe he would get really pissed and never talk to me again. But I wouldn't, and I also wouldn't ask him about acting. So I wouldn't do that Coppola thing because I don't want to know, because I don't want to break that. He's an insane person. I don't think it's acting. I think he just he just decides like what the character is, and he goes, this is one side of me, and I'm just going to become that. Like, how do you do National Treasure and then also that weird vampire movie? No, I mean, maybe it is. No, it is. I mean, I'm coming up with this in real time. It is. No, it is acting. No, he's just a great actor, bro. He's phenomenal, and I want to meet him so bad. That would make my year, make my decade. To meet Nicolas Cage, oh my god. Again, not ask him about acting, just like be at a party with him and just go, let's turn this shit up, and really just lean in and see what he wants to do. If he doesn't want to, then I'm not gonna force him to do anything. But I think I could get him to go, all right, let's, you want to party? Isn't there a movie like that? Right? Isn't there? Am I literally just describing a movie where it's like him and Pedro Pascal, right? Nicolas Cage, Pedro. Right? Like he flies him. The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. It's an action comedy film. Plays a fictionalized version of himself, a struggling actor named Nick Cage, who was drawn into an international kidnapping plot after agreeing to attend a wealthy superfan's birthday party. Okay, I want to watch this. And the performance and the chemistry between Cage. The movie received generally positive reviews. Damn, it only made $29 million and it cost $30 million, so it didn't do well. Oh, it's on Netflix? Oh, I'm definitely watching that. I'm definitely watching that. Watching Unbearable. Yeah, no, 100% watching that. Fuck yes. See, he also does these movies where he plays himself. He did Long Legs. How do you do National Treasure and then also be that weirdo in Long Legs? That made no sense. Which, by the way, I bet you half the shit that he does in Long Legs, the director didn't tell him to do. He just was coming up with it on the spot. Bashing his head into the table. They're like, Nick, you actually had a bunch more lines. You didn't have to do that. He stays in character. He's like, no, but I did. He's great. Watch the Charlie Sheen documentary. It's he had some guy who was his friend that was a drug dealer he would do drugs with like for 15 days at a time. The guy just got out of prison and then Charlie hit him up. He just got out of prison for selling drugs. And Charlie hit him up and was like, I got to get as many drugs as possible right now. And the guy said, I did just get out of jail, but it's Charlie Sheen. Like, you got to do it. And then he made so much money off of Charlie Sheen, like $20K a night. And then you're looking at his apartment and you're like, I feel like he could have gotten a nicer apartment, but the guy's probably not spending his money wisely. And you watch the documentary. Let's finish with, how long have we been talking? No, you know what? We'll talk about Bam Bam next week. Even though it's so old, I don't care. I do want to talk about Greta Thunberg for 1 second. So Greta Thunberg she got arrested from the Samud flotilla. And people are like shitting on Greta Thunberg again. And I just have to say that at this point, I think Greta Thunberg is cool. And I know a lot of people disagree with that. And they're going to call me a bit whatever. Dude, you're a loser if you're making fun of her. You want to know why? She's actually doing shit. You're doing nothing. You're on your phone, you're taking a shit, and you're seeing a clip of her, and you're being like, oh, idiot. Oh, dumb, autistic, whatever, Oh, she's doing it because she can't get a boyfriend. You're a dork, bro. This chick got arrested by the IOF. What are you doing? It's at this point, it's lame to make fun of Greta Thunberg. She put her money. I get it when she was like 16. You were like, who is this chick? How dare you? You were kind of like, she was kind of annoying, I guess, maybe. But she didn't stop. She kept going. She went on, it's not like she was on like a yacht, bro. She was on sailboats sailing through the Mediterranean. Drones are coming and blowing up the ships next to her. And she's just like, I got to do this. And then she goes and she gets arrested and they're like apparently making her kiss flags and like dragging her on the floor. Bro, she is, I've changed my mind on her. Is she autistic? Autistic? Is she? Yeah, she is autistic. She's Asperger's. Okay. She calls it, she has OCD too. Okay, so she has Asperger's and is OCD and is still doing all of this. Wait, are you making fun of someone who is like, first of all, calling someone autistic is just, calling someone autistic is now just a way for people to say retarded without feeling like they're going to get in trouble. So number one, that's what you're doing. Number two, who cares, bro? Like, you care about what this 22-year-old is doing? She's like putting her life on the line. And I'm so sick of people making fun of her and who are saying that it's a publicity stunt. It's for people to get eyes on her. Bro, she's on a boat in the middle of the Mediterranean. That shit sucks. She got arrested. She's not making it about, the only reason why she was on it is because she knows that if she was on it, more people would probably talk about it. And that's helping, it's bringing more eyes to it. Everyone is so predictable, just like making fun of this girl for what, caring? Jesus Christ, even if you don't agree with her, like, she's putting her money where her mouth is. She's legit, she's not an influencer, bro. She's sitting on a boat trying to get baby formula and food to a place that has no food. And the only thing you can say is like, oh, dumb, ugly autist. Like, you're a loser, bro. You're a loser. Honestly, you're such a dork. There's other people you can attack. Why do you care about her? She's annoying. She's 22. Just swipe by. If you're annoyed by her, whatever. I don't know. I saw people like, it really, and this is not a funny way to end the podcast, but this is what happens when, you go and I walk for 4 days and I hike and I'm having a great time. And then I come back and then I get online for legitimately 10 minutes and then everything rushes back in and I go, fuck, it's back. All the anxiety, all being upset. Oh, I watched the news for legitimately 2 minutes. Like, oh shit, I'm mad again. It's whatever, man. Whatever, man. I couldn't even. I'm gonna go play Teen Jeopardy, and maybe I'm gonna go DM some 44-year-old. I'm gonna go DM some 44-year-old teacher. I'm gonna go have a black woman call me sugar, and then that'll make me feel better. Guys, remember 347-566-9741. Call the hotline. Ask for some advice. Give some context. Please, because if not, I don't know how to answer your questions or even go off on a tangent about it because I have no idea what's going on. And the first person that I read with the I forget what it was. You got to send in more context. The Jeopardy thing. I want to know more. I mean, you and the teacher need context. But share the show, review the show. Thank you to whoever reviewed the show. I see the number going up. Appreciate y'all. Have a good week. Talk to you soon.